Thank you, thank you. Welcome to Mic Check. We have a very special guest today, a young man who's the author of a novel that he written himself called Abandoned But Not Lost, A Young Woman's Journey to Independence. Mr. Devin DeWees. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right.
All right. I'm doing fine myself. Right. I'm glad you could come out today, you and your mom. I've been trying to get you on the show for a pretty good while. I'm glad we got it arranged for you to come on and talk about this book that you wrote. Mm-hmm. What gave you the idea to pen a novel?
Well, just seeing different stuff and seeing how different people go through things, and I want to send out a message, you know, of what I went through or my mom or different people in my life. Okay. Just examples.
So could you tell the viewers exactly what your book is about, and how did you develop the storyline and the characters?
Well, I got all the characters are like people from my family, and the main character is my mom. So she told me a lot, and like I took it from there, and I just made the characters come to life, you know, with different scenes or whatever, and different things they go through.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're a young guy, man. How old are you, if you don't mind telling?
I'm 16. 16.
So a young man who is a published author. And you're doing your thing, man. I really, my hats off to you, brother, for doing something positive like this. Because a lot of young men, I know when I was 16, I wasn't thinking about writing a book. Especially in this day and age, you know, it's a good thing, man, to see somebody at your age, you know, doing something positive like this. And actually, the content of the book is something that is inspirational. It's good. So, I mean, like, if I wanted to write a book, I mean, how did you say, okay, I got my manuscript and everything, and now I want to publish this thing? I mean, the idea behind that? What is that about?
Publishing, like everybody, of course, they go and, you know, they send off their manuscript to different publishing companies and stuff. Yeah. And I did that, but after a while, like after, you know, waiting 2 months, 3 months, you know, a year, whatever, I just decided to self-publish. And, you know, I went there through self-publishing, and I learned a lot, you know, about, you know, editing and, you know, backgrounds and, you know, book covers and stuff like that. And like it gave me the chance to know, you know, the whole thing. If I wanted to open up a publishing company, I knew everything instead of just, you know, going to a publishing company and they, you know, signing me a check and that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you the big question. Okay. Is English your best subject in school?
No.
Okay, well, there's a little irony in that, but yeah. I know it's cool though. Mm-hmm. So you were telling me earlier that you have like people like 2 or 3 times your age coming at you like, man, how did you publish your book? I'm writing a book. How did you do it and stuff like that? I mean, are you open to offering advice to people who want to pretty much follow in your footsteps, publish their own book? Do you have any friends that's working on any books?
Well, I have a lot of friends that go through, you know, worse things than I do. And I always tell them, if you feel like you want to talk about it, you could just write it down, you know. And then one day, if you feel like that you want everybody to know about it, you can write a book.
Okay. So you working on any follow-ups to your novel? Mm-hmm. You want to share a little bit of it?
Yeah. The next book is called Independent Rise, and it's about a young boy who had to take care of his little sister at a young age because his mom was out, you know, on drugs and, you know, thinking about herself and everything. So he had to take care of her and, you know, do everything that a grown-up would do. And at the same time, he was still, you know, trying to stay in school, play basketball, and be out with friends. But at the same time, he had to make sure his sister was at home and she was fed and she was in bed at the right time.
Man, that's heavy, man. Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, that's a lot to write about. And also, imagine that a lot of people in this day and time can identify with a subject line like that, because there's a lot of young men and young women who, you know, are struggling with issues like that. Yeah. So, you know, I'm pretty sure that not only with this book, but your next one is going to be very inspirational to a lot of young people. Mm-hmm. And a lot of adults too, not just young people. So do you see yourself like doing this as a career?
Yeah, I want to write, but then I also want to act too. That's what I've been doing basically. I've been, you know, acting and training and whatever, because that's what I want to do. I want to write my own movies and, of course, act in them. Okay. I mean,
when you were just talking about your previous, or your next novel that you're working on, I mean, I could envision, like when you were saying that, I was like, man, I want to see that as a movie. Exactly. You know? So I can kind of see, I can see your works being like visualized as far as like for a movie or something like that. So it's really cool, man. So what's the response have you been getting from the book?
Well, like 2 weeks ago, I did a radio show in New York over the phone, and everybody called in and was like, we surprised to hear of a young author like you, and like the people that has read my book, they were surprised to read something like that from a young author like me. So it's mostly everybody who reads it, they're surprised.
I know. I'm pretty sure you caused a lot of tears over this book, man, because it's dealing with pain and everything, but Shatika, the main character in the story, she overcomes her battles. Do you want to talk a little bit about, without giving away the ending?
Okay, well, she has her first child at a young age, and like all the obstacles, with dealing with what her mom says, or what kids say, and dealing with the baby's father, whatever, she goes through. Having to stay in school, and then she had to drop out of school and, work and make sure, her baby is fed or whatever. And at the end, she has 6 more kids, and she goes through the same things or whatever, and then she just overcomes it all, and then, it's her and her 7 kids, and she raised them all.
So the story is detailing the different battles within being a single mom.
Yeah.
And raising kids and stuff in today's times and everything. I mean, is it like set in a certain city or?
It's here in Nashville.
Nashville, okay. Nashville, so are you using like local references?
Local references.
As far as like locations and stuff? You identify them in the book as far as like Nashville locations and stuff. That's pretty cool, man. I'm really, like I said, I'm really delighted, man, for you to come down here and share like what you've been doing, because I really do foresee some big things happening for you, man. You just keep up writing and doing your thing, and I wish you well in your acting endeavors too, man.
Thank you.
You got a promising future, and I hope that there's, some young people out here, man, that's seeing you that are inspired by your story. And writing a book like this young man did, Devin DeWees, is not impossible. But let me ask you real quick, do you agree that anything worth having, you have to go through something to get it? Because I know this, doing something like this, the end result is you have to go through like different battles and everything. So just don't give up. That's the thing, right? I mean, as far as like you going through the steps to make this book, you really discovered that, huh? Because I know it's like even doing this show, it just takes a lot, man, to really you get it off the ground, and you discover discouragement along the way, but you just have to press through and just keep on, man. So, like I said, I applaud you on what you do. All right, let's give it up for Mr. Devin DeWees. Thank you, sir.
All right.